Live. Oh, we're going live. Wow.
We are live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the School of Conscious Evolution, a podcast for the soul. And tonight, I'm honored to have as a guest Kelly Brickel from the US. Kelly, introduce yourself while the followers are going to join us in a minute. Can you please start with telling us, um, about a bit about yourself and your background, please?
Sure. My name is Kelly Brickel, and I am a psychic medium, a numerologist, a healer, a teacher, and I also own a network for spirituality and metaphysics where other people can share their gifts and listen to people to be inspired by on Sacred Spiral Network. So I'm very, very passionate about all things energy, spirit, and helping people in that vein. So I could just go on and on and on. I always want to talk about spirit. I always want to talk about, sensitivities and figuring out what's going on in life. I love it.
And tell us a bit more metaphysics. What do you mean by saying that? For someone that is interested in all spiritual things, and they hear the word metaphysics, they heard about it, but they're not quite sure what that is about. Can you please enlighten us what it is that
Sure.
you do?
Metaphysics can mean a lot of different things, like philosophically, scientifically. It's just basically looking at things that aren't just through the physical senses, knowing
Mm.
that we are more than just our physical bodies, and there's something that presupposed why we came here. That is not
Mm.
just this earth, and this is not all there is. We are
Mm.
so much more.
Yeah, absolutely. And how did you come about figuring out about your gifts?
Sure. I think it was confusing for me, definitely, because when I was younger, I was connected to people very easily. So I felt people. I cared about people. I was very aware of people. So I think growing up, I was just always in tuned to what was going on, even internally with people. I'd know if they would have a bad day. Like I'd be like a small kid and I would know if my teacher was having a bad day, or I would know just random things that somebody was like struggling with. And so it was a lot of emotional stuff that I was connected to
Mm.
when I was younger, but I didn't have medium experiences until I was a teenager. And during that time, I was reading books and I was luckily led to what mediums were around when I was a teenager, but I didn't have that prior reference.
Mm.
I didn't know about spiritualism when I was younger. I didn't think that it was necessarily a thing. So I'm having all these experiences. I'm being sensitive and I'm just going, no one else is going through this. And I might be,
Mm.
not, I might be crazy. You know what I mean? So I would be very careful with the experiences that I was having. And so it took a long time for me to relax because I would
Mm.
listen to spirit, but I'd go, let me check in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to make sure this is right. Let me make sure that this is real. And let me
Mm.
test this out. And let
Mm.
me wait and let me, it was a lot of holding back. It was a lot of
Yes.
stress and holding back. And
Yes.
then now it's not that way. It's a lot of just
Mm.
trusting.
Mm. 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 And so I feel that there is a lot of empath about you as well. So you were finely tuned into other people energy, so others' energy. And talking about energy and vibration, we know that so many things are energy and vibration, such as crystals, such as, people themselves, but also numbers. And numbers follow vibrations as well. And by doing this, I would like to introduce you to talk to us about the numbers and why numbers with you, what it is that resonated with you so much, because so many people now talk about 1111, and they go on and on about these numbers. What is it actually about it? Tell us.
It's funny you asked that. It's 11:44 in my neck of the woods in California, right when you asked that, and that's a repeating number. So I came into numerology, which is a huge passion for me now, when I was a teenager too, again. And it was because I was very sensitive and I was an empath, sure, when I was younger. But when I was a teenager, I really shut that down and I tried to be really logical. And how can I put this? When I was having like spirit experiences or psychic experiences, I wanted everything to be as logical as I could, because I was like, I don't want to feel that. That could be subjective. And I didn't really have a positive relationship with feeling because other people didn't feel the way that I felt. Friends, family members, people didn't process things a lot the same way that I did. So I was connecting to things with my knowing or my seeing or my hearing, and I was shut down in the feeling category that had to open up again later. So when I was testing things out, I'm like, oh, is all of this real? I looked at astrology, I looked at numerology, and I noticed I started seeing patterns in numerology when I started researching it. And I went, something's here. Let me keep looking into it. And I would just keep testing it. And I would find these little things that I felt had validity to understanding energy. And over the years, I would dabble in it a lot. And I would do my friends' charts or, my chart, or I would just keep reading and feeling and understanding vibration through that one modality where I got very comfortable with it. And I had like an encyclopedia of knowledge, because I would always just kind of, let me try this and let me try that throughout the years, as I was not even knowing that I was developing as a medium, as a psychic, but knowing I had great interest and I was connected to it. So it was a very strong part of my life for so long. And then it became a way where I absolutely knew that I could meld that within who I was becoming as a psychic and medium. So everything took time, but I was always very connected to learning, lots of learning before I became comfortable in a lot of areas.
Absolutely. And that sounds like so intriguing, really, isn't it? And I suppose I have felt the same emotions and drive to things I was really passionate about. So I think I can see where you're coming from by explaining that. And so before we continue, I wanted to say welcome to everyone that have joined us both on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Kelly's network as well. And good evening, Phil. Good evening, Olga. Good evening, B. Thank you, everyone else that is following us. I can see the numbers, they've been coming up. And so, Kelly, have you looked into what 2025 is gonna be like, vibrationally speaking? What does 2025 mean?
Sure. So there's world numerology, and that's really dealing with groups. And then there's personal numerology, and then you're dealing with the individual with their chart. I just do a very little of world numerology, but yes, I am familiar with those cycles. So we're in a year of 9 this year, and that is the number of endings and completion and letting things go and shedding the old. And usually what happens is there's major system changes, or there are things that happen within the world where you notice that things are truly changing, whether it's like social rights or human rights or major laws are changing. The way that we know it is different. Like we're being exposed to all these drone sightings, right, with the UFOs, and people are wondering what's going on, and AI is coming into the mix. So the society that we know it as is very changing, and that matches with how we entered the age of Aquarius too with astrology. So 9 is a very creative year. It's a very unconventional year, and the energy moves really, really fast. So I think most people are going to be intrigued and kind of just going along for the ride. It's a much more lighter year than last year, strangely enough, because it's so busy. You don't have time to think. You're just in it.
Beautiful. I like that. I can't wait. Can't wait to see how, because I have the feeling, without knowing that much about, you see, about numbers, I do feel that overall 2025 will be a more positive year for a
Yeah.
lot of people. And I feel that particularly the first half of the year will be easier than the second half. This is what I am feeling, gut feeling. That's all I have, really. And so, what happens when people are interested, for instance, in numerology, and they want to find out what the numbers and the year means for them? Do you do like a chart for them? How does it work?
Sure. There are many ways to read with numerology. The most known way is through a chart. And so that's taking somebody's birth date and their names. And anyone can do that, but it takes, like, let's say, a numerologist who's skilled to look at various calculations and various things within your chart and be more precise with what certain numbers mean and how they connect. So it's really about how numbers connect, and they are in community. Like we're our own little universe. And so we have all these numbers that make us who we are. It's like our coding, and they all formulate together. So it's one thing to know about we're a life path, let's say 2 or 3, or we're in a 9 year, but we have to look at so much more to understand who a person is and what they're going through. So yes, when I am doing chart readings, sometimes I only have to look at a couple numbers and I can tell a person so much about who they are. And sometimes I like to look at things much more extensively because people want to know about where they're going for the next 5 years, or even you can take it to look at someone's past and understand why they went through what they went through. If they had a hard 5 years, you can look at somebody's last 5 years and go, this was a hard year for you, wasn't it? This had these themes. Yes, it's truly fascinating. But yeah, I could go on and on, but you're taking the full addition of your birth date and breaking those down into certain numbers, and then you're taking various parts of your name to find certain aspects, and that's
Oh,
kind of
wow.
the basics of numerology for a personal chart.
Oh, wow. So if tonight we wanted to give, mini readings to the people that are following us, if they mentioned their date of birth, would you be able to incorporate that with a mediumship reading? Is that something that you do anyways, or how does it work? Because obviously you are a medium. And you are based in California, and you have your own network. So actually, let's talk a little bit about that as well. Tell us a bit more about your network and what you do with that.
Sure. So Sacred Spiral Network was developed in September of 2023, and like we really kind of launched last year in January 2024. So it's a labor of love, and it's something that I've been working on for a little over a year and learning a lot with. And so Todd Bates, originally, he had a radio station, a digital radio station called WLTKDB, and he transitioned to working on some different projects. And I was like, hey, teach me what you know. I want to make sure that this platform is still available for people to continue to be hosts, to continue to share about spirituality or their experiences with spirit, if it's paranormal. So I started learning, and I started, shaping and changing some things about, the prior platform, but making sure it was still available, because I've always been very, very pro allowing people to have a voice, allowing people to be heard, and to not feel alone within this work, because it's metaphysical. If you don't have an experience, and it's physically right in front of you, you can doubt yourself. And I really dealt with that. And there wasn't resources around me always to make me feel like I was connected. I always had to go out and search for it. And I was really good at it, luckily, but I had to go out and search for it. And so I want to make it easier for people, where they can just go on YouTube, they can go on Facebook, and there's all these wonderful, wonderful hosts that, whether they're new to them or they already know them, they're in the community, and they're trustworthy with how they're helping people. So that's a little bit what Sacred Spiral Network is about. You can find us multiple times a week with shows, and we're building constantly. We're growing. And then, you mentioned, as a numerologist, yes, I do. The primary work I do is psychic and numerology readings. I do those the most. I do mediumship readings too, and I demonstrate as well, and I do platform with mediumship. But I do a lot of psychic readings the most with the
Mm.
numerology, and I do platform with that too. And the numerology goes really well with psychic. It can support mediumship too, because maybe they might come in with information of who they are, and they'll drop a symbol that is related to numerology. So it all does go together. But really, when you're looking at numerology, you're looking at someone's life path. And then when you're doing psychic readings, you're feeling and sensing somebody's life path, and they go together really, really nicely. So usually I blend those two. Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. Isn't that beautiful? Because, we all come with our own personal skills, with spirit, and we are all being called, to pursue that road. And it's clearly that what you're meant to be doing. And I feel that passion doesn't come by coincidence. Passion is this innate soul connection to what is our life purpose. And when it resonates with us, we become excited about it, isn't it? And it's what we do, basically. So I just wanted to say hi and welcome to more followers, Unconditional Me, Carla, Stacia. Hello, Stacia. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, ladies. Thank you for joining us and for helping hold the space this evening with Kelly. And so, Kelly, what are your projects for this year? Is there anything that you may not want to uncover? Because I know this is January, and we all come with a long list of things that we would like to manifest. And sometimes we can say, sometimes we can't. But is there
Yeah.
something that you would like to manifest for this year?
You mean that I planned it, or I'm hoping? Which one?
Well, yeah, it's a good point, actually. I suppose it's something that you're working towards. Let's put it this way.
There's a lot of things I'm working towards. I'm definitely
Mm.
building more of the network. This
Right.
year was the first year that I could really ground much more. So I'm
Mm.
building a lot this month, and
Mhm.
my goodness, we're going to be going towards like 10 shows pretty soon. So I'm
Oh,
really excited.
wow.
Yeah, I'm really excited with that, and supporting all the people coming in
Yeah.
who want to share their
Mm.
gifts. So
Absolutely.
that's huge. I will be in Sacramento, so I'll be up north
Mm.
at my friend Kelly Eckhart's shop called Moxie Crystals, and that will be in February, the very beginning of February, to do a psychic numerology demonstration and teach classes up there
Oh,
for a couple days. So I'm looking forward to that. Please join me if you're
nice.
from the California area. And I will be hopping around the United States a little bit this year. So I will be in
Yes.
Oregon, um, teaching some Psychic and Numerology at the Oregon Ghost Conference. And then I will also be in Lilydale later this year, too, around August, teaching, guess what? Psychic and Numerology. So and the rest is filling in as, the year develops. But I'm trying to be busy this year. I really am. It feels good.
Mm-hmm. So have you ever been done this same class online? Because maybe you could reach out to more of a worldwide based followers, I suppose, if you were to do this, numerology psychic class.
Yeah, I used to hold them, and then I guess it's like, how spirit all of a sudden goes, you have time for this, you don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I used to teach all the time. Oh my goodness, I
Mm.
love teaching because, I just absorb so much knowledge where I go, here, let me make it easy for you to learn too. And yes,
Mm.
over the years, I would teach numerology classes at least once, twice, or three times a year, either locally or online, definitely. And I didn't teach last year other than once in person with numerology, which is very rare. And I'm hoping to do it for next year, but this year, but I have to still put it in the books. So, but I really want to be teaching more again. It's been a while since I've taught online. I've been trying to kind of build it up in person a little bit more because I kind of went backwards. I started online and, I would flip flop. So it's just all in good time. But yes, I would love to do that online and hold another course. Absolutely.
I understand that because I was running online courses as well, spiritual development in particular. And then it seems like the spirit took me on a kind of different direction. And
Yes.
therefore, I found that I only had 24 hours a day and I couldn't fit everything in. And
Yes.
I actually, likewise, I feel that I will be busier this year with online courses as well. So it feels like also that we will all be like a bit more active online with doing more, basically. So thank you for being here tonight, and I think it's time maybe that we can start doing some readings. So welcome. I see that there are more people following us now, so thank you very much for that. And I just wanted to perhaps to get us to start doing some readings together. Obviously, I would like you to have priority and, show your, demonstrate your readings with the numerology and your mediumship or psychic or whatever is the methodology that you feel it would help you. To deliver tonight. So if you are open to receiving messages, please do state that you're open. And we would like to know also where you are following us from. And we would be guided by spirit to choose the people that will need their messages most. This is the way I work. This is how I set my intentions on my life to try and, deliver the messages to people they need to hear. Eventually, I will publish on a Facebook page as well and on my Instagram, where you can find Kelly. If you would like to receive a private reading or contact Kelly for any reason, then you will know where to see her. Although the information is already present on my introduction to this live, then you will know where to get hold of her. So Phil Shaw is open. Phil, I can tell you, Phil is from London. So thank you, Phil. Denver here. Okay, so unconventional means from Denver. Jennifer Sedman, hello, good evening from UK. Carla, she's open to messages following from East Sussex. good evening, and thank you for following us. Kelly, while the others, I suppose, will continue to add their messages, their names to us, whom are you attracted to? Where is spirit taking you?
It's taking me to unconventional me to start, that's for sure. Unconventional me. And I would love to know people's numbers. I would love to connect with them with numerology to help open up the space. So if people can put down their birth dates or their month and their day, if they could spell out their month and their day, that would be very helpful. So I can connect to. But yes, I'm feeling connected to unconventional me to start. And if you can, if you're in the house, if you're with us, unconventional me, if you could put down your birth date or your month and your day at least.
So let's leave. This is 4th of March.
Okay, cool.
And unconventional me, I'm pretty sure you have been following me this program before, this show. Can you please add your name as well? Because I think Kelly could connect to that too.
Names are great too, and years are great. So names and years. But to start off the get-go, so unconventional me, you are an Sharita. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. I'll explain a little bit as I go into just reading. So I with the numerology, I look at your numbers, and Daniela just left. I look at your numbers with numerology.
No,
you're there.
Yeah, I'm in the back of the studio so that you have everybody has the full attention onto you.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Daniela. Thank you. Okay. Oh, and you gave me your Sharita. You gave me your year too. So thank you. Let me. Okay. Gotcha. Just putting down your numbers as well with your life path. All right. So I'm looking at your numbers from your birth date, and it lets me know certain things about you, like your personality or what you're working towards, and it helps me get into your energy. And so you have an attitude 7, Sharita, and that's in your personality vein, a personal day 4, and a life path 7 as well. And so I won't be too technical today. I'll be going into just kind of reading, but if anyone has questions about what those specific numbers mean, please put them down in the comments. Sure. So an attitude 7, that's going into Sharita's personality. Sharita is very perceptive. 7 is the number of introspection. It's the number of surveying. It's the number of analyzing. So right away, knowing that she has 2 7s, this lets me know that she's one that takes in a lot. And she prefers to hear what's going on with other people before she reveals what's going on with herself. If you ask her how her day was, again, she's going to not give you all the details unless she really trusts you and knows you. And so if you can understand these things, Sharita, let me know as I'm connecting to your energy if this resonates, and it helps me to understand that I'm with you too as well. And so as well, there's like a serious, almost like disposition that Sharita has at times, because she is somebody that really needs to engage her mind to be satisfied. And she's saying so true. And I can't click on the comments, but she's saying so true. And how things are coming up. So let me look at that as well. 7. Okay. Oh, wow. This is nice. So going into this year, and this is nice. It truly is nice. So a lot of people are going to actually face this because we're in a 9 year, and 9 years always amplify who we are as a person. It kind of makes us come full circle. So a lot of people have, I guess, auspicious things happen in a 9-year. This is a 9 world year I'm commenting on for a second. So everybody will be going through this to a certain degree. But there is a confidence that comes out this year that gets to be established. If you can understand that last year was about kind of reassessing family and friends and understanding what's really important to you on a different level, where you had to kind of feel more and look into sharing truly and kind of revealing at times like what things meant to you on a level where it was mostly you would go, I'm just going to handle this as I go. I'm going to handle this as I go. And if I need to spend time with a little bit extra with family or friends, I'll do that on a case by case basis. But last year, it was like you were forced to look at these things and handle these things because people were actually describing problems to you. And they're like, no, I need you with me and I need you to tell me how you're going to handle these things. And we have to look at these things directly. And you're saying, absolutely. Okay. So what happens is it actually like helped forge the confidence of who you are, like kind of developing all these other aspects of you that you don't always look at. It forced you to expand who you were last year a lot. Very uncomfortable, but really, really developed another aspect of you. So I want to like congratulate you on that and let you know that like you went through the fire and to validate that with you. But this year is going to be much more calmer for you. It's almost like you were able to get out of the fire and now it's like, okay, I'm not doing the things that I once was doing. I feel like I can push myself more. I feel like I can be more free. I feel like it's almost like you have the excuse to travel again. Okay. And I say that in a ways because sometimes, and with your numbers, sometimes we can like live in our head sometimes. And you're saying, ooh, that's exciting. But if you can understand this, Sharita, sometimes we can live in our head and you have such an agile mind that your imagination is very vast. And so sometimes adventure is so much within you, within your mind, with what you're reading, with what you're watching, with what you're consuming around you, that you don't kind of push your barriers enough. But last year helped do that. And so it's inviting you to travel more, and it's inviting you with your dreams to actually do things because you went through enough where now whatever you put your mind to is going to be strangely easier. And also, it's going to solidify some of the questions that you had around do you really want to be doing what you are doing within your job? I feel like some of those questions have already been answered for you, but further, it will push you to the kind of person you want to be and the mission that you really want to live your life more so by. And it's going to be through how you treat others, how you help others, and really what your niche is. And you're saying, yes, definitely. Okay, so that's what comes up. If there's anything else that you'd like to ask, please. But that's definitely what comes up. And it's kind of like, this is going to sound funny, but it's like, don't be afraid to buy some binoculars. It's time for you to get out in life. It's like, how can I put it? I feel like her energy is like a microscope, right? And so she's very good, like I said, at assessing others and herself. But it's like, don't be afraid to buy a telescope or binoculars and start to like engage within life and then go on a rocket ship and grab it. And like, that's kind of like the excitement energy that Spirit wants you to have with this year. But there you go. Yes. There you go. Oh, I love how everyone's coming on in, by the way. Hello, Nancy,
Yes,
Jessica.
yes. Yeah,
Hello.
yes. So hello, good evening. And so, Sharida, thank you so much. I know that you do tend to come in every so often during my lives. So I'm so glad that Kelly chose you to provide you with a mini reading tonight. And then we have Nancy. Hello, Nancy. Good evening, Gabby. Jessica, and others that I can't see the name for, but they are showing in the numbers. Following us. Hello, and thank you. I'm so grateful that you keep coming back, and I'm so grateful that with the feedback that I get from people after the show, And that is what gives me the motivation to keep giving, my time and effort and energy, and to provide with some sort of nuggets of knowledge, like tonight with numerology, for instance, and for you the possibility to also get some readings and guidance, and hopefully find something that calls your attention, and maybe you want to experiment or learn more about. So, okay, wonderful. So let's see if we can choose someone else. So
Sure.
again,
May I? May I?
yes,
Really?
so we need your, I'm open for the message, and then please do add your date of birth, including your year of birth. Okay, it's very important, because then Kelly can connect to your energy and can provide you with reading. Okay, we won't do too many, but we want to do a few at least. So hopefully, there you go. So, and tell us also, if you can, where you're from, because we want to know how far and wide we reach with our podcast on a weekly basis. So, Kelly, I'll leave you to scroll up and down and just see whom you are. Isn't it interesting? 1111. The year of birth as well, Gabi, please.
Yes. And I'm just really quickly, I'm going to go wherever I feel guided, but I'm just really quickly commenting on
You go.
unconventional me, because I asked her really quick, I'm like, oh, is there anything you want to ask? And she popped down a question. I just want to address her really quickly.
Of
So
course.
for Sharita, within the reading earlier, I kind of highlighted that you had some experiences that made you already align your compass to where you kind of wish you were going or what you'd want to do. And so it's about honoring like what you really, really like at the end of the day, that it's not a money thing. You can strategize for the money once you like something, but it's like life with how it's worth it is less about money, and it's more about how you're able to help other people. And so I see you very natural about helping other people, like being very direct with people and helping to, it's almost like it's really funny because I don't think it's human resources, but you're very like engaged with making sure things go right in the office. Okay. And so it just, spirit is showing me that you have to be able to be in the office as an expert. So not a manager, unless it comes with being an expert. So it's not just about managing people, but you actually have to be authority around people and authority with what you're doing, so you can actually teach people by example, and then gently lead them as you're doing it. So I'm just putting that out there, and I'm letting it go. And okay. All right, so I want to go to, let's see. All right. I'll go to Phil. I'm going to go to Phil.
Okay,
right.
I'll leave you to it, and I'll leave you the screen, yeah?
Sure, thank you. I appreciate it. And Phil, if you have any questions, let me know, or I can just do a general. So it's up to you as absolutely. Thank you, Sharita. Absolutely, Phil. Thank you. All right. So we have another attitude 7. Isn't that when I do readings, especially live online, people's energy comes in pairs, or people start sharing numbers, and it's always really fun. So there's some things about what I said for Sharita that can really apply to Phil. Okay. That they're very perceptive people, they're very sharp people, they're experts in their fields, and they really can help other people most when they're given the authority to actually teach about their expertise. They have an immense load of stress roll off their back when they can utilize their skills and actually just be at the forefront, so they can actually do something rather than waiting and trying to be just the practical person with what they know. Okay. So you are attitude 7, personal day 8, and your life path is a 6. That's right. Just double checking the math. Yep, you're a 6. And then you're in the cycle of 7 too as well. Okay. So, all right, a general, absolutely. So it goes into like what I was saying earlier. You're a very analytical person, but your life path has pushed you to be very community based with how you help others. And like family and friends have really come to the forefront of your life, or what you consider, like, how can I put it? Sometimes friends become our family, but you're a very generous and involved person where you understand that everything that you do helps the greater good, and you understand that you really do make an impact, and you kind of have risen up within your life to be this figure that is there for other people. Again, it can be unconventional. I'm gonna say it. We're gonna say that word again. Share. It can be unconventional, where you don't always like fit in the typical way of being the patriarch within your family, but you are the patriarch in other communities where you're helping other people and standing within your light and guiding people. Okay, so this is definitely patriarchy, but in unconventional ways sometimes. So I want to give that to you, but you really do have that power and that presence. There is an energy that emanates from you too. So you're a personal day 8, for instance, and that's like your outer layer, your outer shell. It's an energy of assertiveness, where when people meet you, they feel like you can get the job done, and they size you up and they go, okay, we're gonna let him do it. We're going to put our trust in. And you would only meet resistance with other big personalities, or people who, let's say, love power, or people who are hard-headed, or people, again, who are difficult naturally because they want to have the final say. So when people meet you, you have this like energy that enters the room, and either people actually give you the reins, or people will contest you if they are, let's say, naturally difficult, and that comes up very fast. So very again, natural leadership. As you've developed your life, it wasn't always that way. It was almost like, how can I put this? I'm going into your life path. Okay. I'm going into your life path. You've always been given opportunities, but like growing up, you weren't quite sure how to work with them. So there was a lot of trial and error, and you weren't quite kind of sure where to go at times. And you felt like you needed to find your place, but there were so many places that you could go, and you're like, who am I, what's my niche, because you were good at a lot of things, but you wanted to be great at things. And so then you found out that you're a very multifaceted person, and it was important for you to dabble in multiple things to actually culminate with who you were. And so now, again, you welcome that authority and that leadership much more, because you have understood, I had to collect my energy and collect myself before I could have the confidence within myself, because I wanted everything to be perfect initially. And so I felt like, forgive me if this is kind of a little bit emotional, but growing up, even though to me, you did not fail. It almost felt like you failed because you were so perfectionistic with how you approach things, and you were very hard on yourself. And now you weather the storm very, very easily, and you are excited to rise up to the occasion. So very excited to rise up to the occasion. So there's this transformation of self over the years. But again, something that comes up for this year is that you're excited to work on a project again, like, and have time for it. It's been so busy, and it will continue to be busy, but you'll actually have time, reprieve, to actually research and look into things. So they're showing me a hobby. I'm not sure what it is, so forgive me. I'm not seeing it clearly, but they're showing me being at your house, or being at places that are quiet that you can travel to, but they're familiar places. It's not a lot of newness. It's not a lot of, I'm going to adventure this year, right? It's more so, I'm going to go to these beautiful places that have brought me peace, and I get to return back to myself, and really then figure out kind of how I'm going to attach these things and remembrances to the next part of being alive. So I really do think it's going to come full circle with, they're showing me it's like you're going to change how you help people. It's like utilizing work for charity actually purposes, or connecting with other businesses that involved with charity. It's kind of like aligning with more businesses or other like entities or groups to further what you're doing, because it's like everything that you're doing now needs to have a wider purpose. It's not about a wider reach. It's about the quality of the group and what that group can do with your skills, and how you can help them, and they can help you. But there has to be an extra layer of, it's almost like that charity work or what the company does. It's interesting. And they're flashing me something right now, and I'm not sure what it is. I'm very honest, I'm not sure what something is. They're showing me like this lagoon. Why are they showing me a lagoon? And they're showing me like this beach, and there's like moss on the rocks. It's a beach. It could be connected to an ocean, but they're telling me to kind of like go to these places where you find your soul, and find really, really why you've been given the abilities that you've been given, and now utilize it. Use the utmost practicality to help people. And you have to connect further pieces for that. All right. And you said I'm doing more charity demos this year. Absolutely. And they want you to use your skills in mediumship and other places to generate money and to generate interest. And they're saying that you can teach people to do it better. You can direct people to do it better. You can actually direct people in their businesses to do it better. Direct groups to do it better. It's time to take range and take charge, and to actually help charities too, to make more money, not just doing things for charity too as well. More teaching as well. Yeah. So that's coming on in. So I hope you can understand that. And that's just not as specific, but it's their little sprinklings that are coming on in, Phil. Definitely.
That sounds wonderful. And because I know Phil quite well, actually, myself, I could see how relevant what you have been saying to him. It's as important as a detailed reading, so to say. Like it's. I suppose what your readings are about are not just forecasting or, but are to do with doing an emotional character description, and how this can help them develop themselves, and looking at the potential that people have. I can see that Phil is absolutely delighted with your reading, terrific reading. So it's I can see how relevant, even if it's like no detailed, your message is. If you have any questions on numerology, feel free to drop a question. And thank you for the new people that have just joined us as well. We are welcoming you, and we are glad to see you here on this channel and following. Please do give actually Kelly a follow. Kelly, where do we find you?
You can find me under kellybrickel.com or Kelly Brickel through Facebook, YouTube, other social media platforms, and also through Sacred Spiral, the network. Same sacredspiral.com and just Facebook and YouTube and various other places under that name.
Wonderful, perfect. Okay, so if you would like to get a mini reading from Kelly, please say that you're open and provide us with your date of birth, so day, month, and year. Okay, because by adding the three of them together, we'll be able to get a number for Kelly to interpret and give you the reading, and where you are following us from. So while we saw B, she is open, and it's 12/10/73. Let's wait for the others. Oh, so B is from New Mexico.
Okay.
So B
Are we
is
going
from
with
New
B?
Mexico.
Okay. Are we going with
So,
B or?
no. Sorry, it's just because I needed to. I knew that B already said where she was from. So
Okay.
we have, yes, she put it down there again. Thank you for that. Then we have Jennifer Sedman, Daisy, Tilly in Seattle. There you go. That's a question for you. We love questions. Thank you. So,
Questions are great.
do our auras play a role in what our path should be? I am 9/14/61 and believe my life number is 5.
Okay. So let's just look at, so your attitude number is 5, your personal day is 5, and then you are, is that right? You're a triple 5 actually. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
she's
wow.
attitude 5, personal day 5, and life path 5. That's something within itself that's always fun when it comes up when people are triple numbers. That means that their personality is intensely like that number. To answer you, T-Lin, too, let's see. You asked about your aura, so I'm going to address that and then go into the numbers. So our life path more so demonstrates what our aura is. Our aura is an expression of who we are, just like our numbers are an expression of who we are. And that energy naturally shifts and changes and works with the universe. Like it's just this amalgamation of interaction. We are all connected, right? And it's energy just playing off one another. But our aura is an expression of our feelings, our thoughts, our health, our memories, our past lives, how we're connected to the other side. It actually can get really technical. But when we see like our colors, it's basically who we've built up to be and also the expression of how we're currently feeling at that time. Okay. So the aura would really, how can I put this? You have so much 5 energy, okay? And 5 energy is adventure, it's excitement, it's not getting bored, it's not being able to stay still. It's a very physical and active number, or your mind's going to be very active. So your body, even if you're not like running around all the place, you can't sit still. So you're going to be fidgeting. You're going to be picking up something to go watch it, read about it. You're going to remember something that you have to do, and you're just going to be like, better go get that done. Okay. So it's just the body wants to move. The body just wants to move, and it wants to just be active in various ways. So it would showcase within your aura that you would have, let's say, a lot more green than the average person, because green is an expression when someone's very open and very excited with life. It's almost like their heart is open to experience. Let me try this. It's like a kid at heart. Okay. I have the energy to go do that. And why not? Right. And 5 has that openness always, because even if they're cynical, they're like, why not? Might as well. Curious as a cat. So that green is the open energy, the vital energy. Certain numbers, and a 5 would too, has naturally more vitality than others. Okay. Like for instance, 9s and 5s and 6s, much more vitality, much more physical energy than others. Because they're attuned to making sure they're autonomous within life. Okay. So again, you're going to have this green of vibrancy within your aura that is going to be more maybe apparent than your average person. So I hope that resonates a little bit with how sometimes colors can express themselves with numbers. Let's see. I was told I have a lot. Oh, it's right here. I was told I have a lot of green, and I was a healer in a past life. I wouldn't be surprised with how someone picked up that green on you. Really, with what is going on this year, though, is making sure that you are utilizing the energy fully. Healers come in so many different capacities, okay? And sometimes when we're healers, we can really help start or generate someone's battery that's been dead. Okay. And that's something that I feel like you can give to people. You can give them that excitement. You can give them that burst, or you can give them, when you feel like you're balanced, a lot of physical grounding. Okay. And expansion. So you have a very, good, strong physical battery. As long as you're taking care of yourself, that can help go like spark somebody where they go, ooh, now I'm feeling all this energy. Okay. So that is something that comes into play first. They're like flashing me food and wellness, and I'm being shown like whether it's celery or leeks, but they're talking to like detox and to make soups and to like really eat hearty, but start again engaging within making your own food, because your energy is vast, but it can get kind of fried from food. Okay. I feel like, though, you have a little bit more of an iron stomach than some other people, but it's almost like detox. They're showing me detox, and they're showing me garlic and immunity and getting things back online. So it's like, as long as you're paying attention to yourself, you recover quite quickly. As long as you're actually being good to yourself and good to your body, you're actually very, very strong and resilient. And they're reminding you that you have these gifts and you can give this resiliency to other people. They're also showing me like, it's not Archangel Michael, but it sure looks like him. But they're showing me this battalion of angels and how you protect other people, and you're very protected yourself. Okay, so you have the passion for the underdog, and you truly want to help other people. And if you want, you can get more so into healing, but you have to protect yourself with how you're taking care of your body, and then you can open that door more. Okay, I hope that makes some sense. Hi, Deidre. Hi, Deidre's coming in. Do you have any questions to T-Lin with your numbers? If not, that's kind of what I'm getting with the aura. And it's about detoxing and getting strong within your body again, because you can heal quite fast.
Well, that was another very, very interesting reading for T-Lin this time. And it was lovely to see that you had confirmation of her aura containing a lot of green, because she's been said that before. And that I wouldn't be surprised that would be the case that she was a healer in the past as well. So she's carrying over into this life, this energy as well, right? So Tilin, she keeps saying, always eat healthy. My recent visions, clairaudience experiences have been with Uriel.
Uriel, okay.
So you were talking about hosts of angels around her. So
Yeah.
that would
It
make
was a
sense.
different it was a different angel. It wasn't Michael. I don't have a lot of experience with actually I do with Uriel, but I saw him as the angel that was around her. It was like he was in a full silver like armor, and he had like a bunch of other angels with him in silver armor, and his wings were very wide. And so I see Uriel as somebody a little bit different too. So she has multiple angels with her, that's for sure. And I don't know who the big guy in the silver suit is, the
Mm,
silver armor, but he's with
mm.
her too as well. And I love Uriel. I
My
absolutely love
experience,
Uriel.
because I keep hearing Metatron, and my experience of Metatron was someone with a silver appearance, and I strongly feel that might be Metatron. I know that other people describe Metatron with other numbers, but I met Metatron during one of my trance sessions, and that was a lot of silver coming out of him.
Wow.
So, and I know that, being Metatron, a bit of a lead for all the angels, it wouldn't surprise me the reason why, Kelly, you would have said that, to be honest with you. So, first guide is saying, Tilin, I became aware of is a shaman I was married to in a former life. I pray daily to Michael and Raphael. My visions were of a vibrant colored kaleidoscope.
That's
Because we are
beautiful.
energy, that we are
Yeah.
energy. Yes. And this is what we are all about. Vibrant colored kaleidoscope of colors. And you know, we change slightly more from one color to another according to what we need, our life purpose. Yes, and it's magnificent. Some people say that when we medium see spirit and how we describe to others what their loved ones looked like, it's that they are pure light and colors, vibratory colors that actually, oh, Tilin is saying, I'm open and eager to learn more in what I am to do with this. So I think that, Kelly, you might be able to help her with one of your courses, perhaps. Would
Oh,
someone be able to find out about themselves through your courses?
for sure. I mean, I also just implore people to get more so connected with what's locally within their area, as well as other psychics or mediums that they resonate with. I mean, the thing that would come up with T-Lin is I would say, please start going down the route of Reiki or shaman healing in this lifetime, because I keep seeing like I'm connected to like food with her, and she needs to like clean out her like nervous system and shed and detox, and maybe she's already eating really healthy and clean, but it's like I just need these additionals, because it's almost like when I don't have the additional support, I get a little shaky, I get a little dizzy. There needs to be this additional physical healing for her to be strong. And I would
Mm.
love her to actually do more things with her passions, with her interests with healing themselves too. So, and I love that you mentioned Megatron, because I do not have experiences with Megatron. I'm familiar with him, but I've never had personal experience. That's like one of the angels where I have it. And as you were saying that, I was like really going like, oh, like I've seen the silver emanate as you're talking, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I would say, just from Daniela's advice, Teelan,
Mm.
I would start researching and inviting Megatron in. That's one of the biggest
Mm.
things to learn about what
Definitely.
you want to do with your healing energy. I think he's coming in for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the number
Definitely.
one thing that I see. Okay. That's huge. And Daniela helped
Mm.
to uncover
Mm.
that. But
Mm.
yeah, I
Definitely.
think she needs to take the next step. you know?
Yes, 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 absolutely, absolutely. So I want to do something which is a bit out of, because we are heading towards the end of the show. Um, is there an inspired message to the community, any message that comes to mind that uh, yourself for with 2025, any message, any inspired message that you believe your guides would want our followers and people that will be watching this recorded video afterwards?
What comes to mind is that, you know, a lot of us are going through changes and we're in a cocooning phase where some of the things are going to stick and some of the things are going to need to go back to the drawing board and to be relooked at with patience and love and compassion. And the primary thing that we have to remind ourselves is that we've already changed so much and we're still in the transformation phase. We're not done changing with society. We're not done changing within ourselves. And we're going to continue to be in that change for a very long time, but we're going to feel more comfortable. We're going to feel like we are aware of we're evolving rather than hoping we're evolving and praying we're evolving. So I just, as a collective, we get to actually enjoy our ascension this year and going forward a lot more than we ever have by actually feeling it on a different level. And I'm really excited for that, and I really encourage people to welcome that into their lives and to get more energy sensitive, because we get to be empowered now, not just developing.
Beautiful, beautiful. I feel that message like trickling down into my heart space and just lightening up with a lot of light energy and connection to source. So it's a beautiful message, and definitely one that we want to really remind ourselves of, for, you know, going forwards, really. Kelly, I must say, thank you so, so much. I so enjoyed your presence on this platform. And we keep getting now some more. It's just the energy. It's just warming up now.
It takes
Because
a little bit to warm up. That's okay.
it takes a while, doesn't it? So, anyways, what are bright light orbs? No color, just bright light. They are spirit guides. That's what they are, according to me, to my experience. For other people, could be something else. To me, they are literally, they could be angels and loved ones that they're like feather appearing out of the blue, or a coin or whatever. Just to, if you're able to see them, just means that, you know, you're being reminded that you're loved and you're not alone. That's for sure. So thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, for being with us. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Jennifer, for your love and support, and everybody else that has been here in and out or following us from the very beginning. I've been really looking forward to have Kelly on my show, and so I'm pretty sure she will be back if she wants to, you know,
Absolutely.
continue this collaboration. And so,
And Daniela, you'll be on my show too. I want to, for people
yes,
who want to experience Daniela on my show coming up next month. You're going to be on the 28th, just soon too. So I'm really
yes,
excited to have you on as well with
yes,
the Psychic
yes.
Hour.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very excited. And yes, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm sure I will be posting all of the updated links when I'll be coming on your show as well. So try to spread the voice large and wide, for everybody not to miss the opportunity to sing us together again and to learn something more about their own life path. Why not? So thank you again, everyone. Have a lovely, lovely evening if you are in the UK, or daytime if you are in the US. And so hopefully we'll see you next week with new guests, and I hope a lovely evening, really. So Kelly, thank you so much again. And we will see you very, very soon, and we will be in touch. And for the rest of you, take care and lots of love. Blessings. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.